Okay, great.
All right.
Okay, everyone, I'm just going to run through the slideshow now. So thanks everyone for joining today's civil rights training. Just again, this training will satisfy your yearly requirement. So at the end, please sign the training log at your agency with today's date. If anybody needs that log, we can put it in the chat or send an email out after this with it. Um, and then just some quick housekeeping before we proceed. Please make sure you are on mute and write any questions down and save them for the end. We'll have plenty of time to address the comments then. Okay, so just to get right to it, we will cover quite a bit of information today, starting with what TFAP is. Um, we will also explore discrimination and the federally protected classes of people. From there, we will dive into some best practices around customer service and review, some techniques for resolving conflict. After that, we will look at the requirement of public notification and what complaints of discrimination are and how that process works. That will move us into disability discrimination. And after all that, we will finally get to what a compliance review is, and then the last topic we will cover will be the verification of citizenship or immigration status. Okay, so the first one is what is TFAP? TFAP, or the Emergency Food Assistance Program, is a federal program hosted by the Food and Nutrition Services. That's FNS for short. Branch of the United States Department of Agriculture, so USDA. The program's goal is to help supplement the diets of low-income Americans by providing them with emergency food assistance at no cost. You may also hear or read the term USDA foods. These are any food distributed through the USDA programs. All USDA foods, regardless of program, are 100% domestic. These are either grown or produced right here in the U.S. The USDA delegates an agency in each state to administer a TFAP program in their state. These agencies are known as the State Distributing Agency, so that's the SDA. For New York State, it is the Office of General Services, or OGS.
Moving to discrimination. The definition of discrimination is simple: the different treatment which makes a distinct of one person or a group of persons from another, either intentionally by neglect or by the actions or lack of actions. There is a difference between lawful discrimination and unlawful discrimination. Treating people differently does not necessarily constitute unlawful discrimination. Examples of discrimination that is allowed by law: an employer can choose to hire one person instead of another based on merit. A restaurant can turn people away if admission would cause the establishment to exceed its occupancy limits. Unlawful discrimination is discriminating based on a protected class, and we'll review what those protected classes are.
Well,
Okay, so the federally protected classes: race, color, national origin, age, sex, including gender identity or sexual orientation, disability.
these are customer service pro tips. Let's think about some of your best customer service techniques to make folks feel welcome, safe, seen, and heard. You may see some of them in the next slides, and you may learn a few new ones. If you don't like thinking about your interactions with clients as customer service, you can reframe it as making a difference in someone's life. Even if for just a few moments, treat all people with dignity and respect, answer questions in a voice that is non-threatening and free of any frustrations or exasperations you may feel, especially if answering the same question for the thousandth time. Clearly explain to everyone, including staff and volunteers, the rules as well as their rights and responsibilities. This is really easy. Refer to the client and program bill of rights that should be posted in a visible location at your program. Invest in your learning of the best customer service skills. There are plenty of free resources out there on how to improve this skill. Um, Keep at the forefront that not everyone has access to the same resources, and everyone's needs vary. None of us are cookie cutter shapes of each other. Um, Pay attention to people. Notice when a person feels that they have been treated rudely. Their body language will tell you, even if they don't verbalize it. Develop those good listening skills, active listening. Empathize. Put yourself in their shoes. Develop and practice skills to navigate situations when a customer is dissatisfied. Use feedback loops, listen, and learn to improve client satisfaction and make changes when necessary. And importantly, ask yourselves, am I treating this person the same manner that I treat others? Okay. What is conflict resolution? Let's think about what conflict resolution is, or in other words, how are we resolving situations at our programs or resolving conflict when it arises? Typically, customers who are behaving in a difficult manner usually have not had their expectations met or do not fully understand the role of the worker. Often, the customer is focused on getting immediate assistance with solving a problem and does not feel the worker is helping. Generally, people do not want to be difficult or argumentative with a caring individual. The customer may not be aware of how their negative behavior is affecting others. So here are some tips for working with people during difficult situations. Remain calm, state that you want to help, and ask how you can be of assistance. Using information provided, determine what the issue is. Take time to try to understand the person's point of view. Listen to details about the concern, situation, or request. Repeat the concerns or requests to make sure you understand the person's expectations. When appropriate, apologize for the situation and mean it. Be solutions focused. It doesn't help the situation to focus on the problem or blame. Take responsibility for finding a solution or for putting a solution into action. Don't take it personally and follow up. Personally, make sure that the customer has been satisfied and provided feedback.
All right, let's keep moving on to public notification. Your program must have a public notification program in place. The purpose of the system is to inform applicants, participants, and potentially eligible people of program availability, program rights and responsibilities, the policy of non-discrimination, the procedure for filing a complaint. Not sure if your program has system in place. You have the start of one already. By posting the Justice for All poster, client bill of rights, program bill of rights, and the written letter of beneficiary rights, you have all the information I've just listed. If you want to formalize the process in a more detail for your team in case of a complaint, we do recommend creating a SOP. For pro tips, if OGS ever does a site visit at your program, they will ask if you have one, so it is in your best interest to formulate one. Ensure that it has all these elements included. Make it available, display the poster where anyone can see it, inform folks or available programs and any changes to those programs. If you're going to post publicly that you have TFAP product available, like on social media, make sure to include the required equal opportunity disclaimer. We advise to be simple, not to advertise that you have TFAP product specifically. Then you don't need to ensure the additional step, just promote groceries. And make sure that when requested, you can provide information in another language. There are oodles of available on our website.
Let's move on to defining what a complaint of discrimination is and how to handle these if they do happen. By definition, a complaint of discrimination is when a neighbor claims that the recipient agency or staff of at the recipient agency has treated them differently by distinguishing them from others. This treatment can be in action or verbal expression. Complaints shall be accepted and forwarded to the USDA. They must be filled within, or filed, I mean, within 180 days from the alleged act of discrimination. They may also be written, verbal, or anonymous. Complaint forms may vary by state or program, and you can create your own, but the use of such forms cannot be a prerequisite for acceptance. You must keep and maintain a civil rights complaint log. Confidentiality is extremely important and must be maintained. You will never hear from us who has made a complaint if it ever happens. Think about what your process is for handling complaints of discrimination. Have a plan in place. Staff must be prepared to know how to process potential complaints of discrimination within their organization. And at the very least, this process should include instruction to refer individuals to the And Justice for All poster on how to submit a complaint of discrimination.
Now let's shift into disability discrimination. Disability discrimination only impact individuals who have a physical or mental impairment which sustainably limits one or more major life activities, as has a record of such an impairment or is regarded as having such an impairment. The definition of major life activity includes functions such as caring for oneself, performing manual tasks, walking, seeing, hearing, speaking, breathing, learning, and working. These also include hidden factors such as the functions of the immune system, normal cell growth, digestive, bowel, bladder, brain, respiratory, cardiovascular, and reproductive functions. We also need to ensure that members of the public are provided accommodations in order to access program information, applications, and assistance. For example, Braille, large print, and audio tape. Providing qualified sign language interpreters for persons with hearing disabilities may be necessary to effectively communicate with these applicants and participants. Programs must provide access for service animals. Pop quiz. Feel free to put your responses in the chat. There are two ADA approved service animals. One is a dog. What is the other? Okay, so believe it or not, a miniature horse. We can't actually see the chat right now, so we'll take a look if any of you put the answer in there after.
Okay, on to compliance reviews. Program eligible food insecure individuals. There are several layers of governance within the system. These compliance reviews are at each level and examine the activities of state agencies, OGS Food Distribution, our direct oversight entity, um, subrecipient, which is us, food banks, and local sites, so recipient agencies like you, to determine civil rights compliance. Uh, what do compliance reviews mean for you? OGS conducts annual compliance reviews or audits of our partners and us. We never know which partners they will be visiting. We will be updating the existing TFAP audit training to better prepare partners with what to expect. Any significant finding will be provided in writing to the food bank on the reviewed partner agency. These audits are more about us, the food bank, than our partners. If a partner has a finding, then it is because the food bank did not do a good enough job of training and preparing our partners for these compliance visits. And lastly, verification of citizenship or immigration status. This issue should never give rise to discrimination, full stop. Serve all who come to you in need of food and treat them equally. with dignity and respect. Consider how you would want your own family, mom, grandfather, child to be treated. Um, and let's see, I'd like to thank everyone for taking your time today and coming out. And now we'll go through any questions you might have.
Does anyone have any questions?
You said this slide deck will be available on the website for those pantry
Yep.
volunteers that aren't here today.
Yep, it's under the Civil Rights tab on the partner portal.
Yep. And we always again just recommend that you just print out the PowerPoint, put it in a folder on one side and have the log on the other side. That way it's easy for volunteers to just go through, look it over, and then sign off that they have. And it's just a requirement from the state to do that annually. So if you notice they haven't done it this year yet, then just have everybody do it. Pick a month basically to make sure that gets done every year.
Yeah, and then we just recommend having that be part of the process for if you have any new volunteers coming on, if you do a little orientation with them, that you just have them do that and also sign the log. I know in this training it talked about the 4 posters you're supposed to have hanging in your agencies. So if you don't have those 4 posters, please feel free to reach out to me or Devin. And we can make sure that they come on your next delivery or if we're coming out to do a site visit soon. Another important thing to note that was in the training is, if OGS comes out and does a site visit for any of this, it's never like you will be, shut down. It's just knowing that there's things that the food bank need to do to get you to where, you're compliant for the visit. So I just want to make sure everyone knows that. Does anyone else have any other questions?
I did real quick. It's Stacy from SV. The PowerPoint is on the main website, so to print
Yes.
out.
What? Well, on the partner portal, but when we do the follow-up email, we can actually just we can put it as an attachment as well with the
Oh, that would
log
be
so you guys
great.
don't. Yeah, it'll be easier for you guys.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah, you're welcome.
Amanda, where do we do the sign on or whatever it is sheet that you want us to sign on today?
Who Bill? So Amanda's not here. It's Lindsay and Devin. So we're
Right.
gonna send you the log and an email for you to sign. And then
Oh,
you
okay.
just keep it, you have to keep it on your site for when we do a site visit.
Okay.
All right. If any other questions come to mind after this, feel free to reply back to us in oh, you're welcome. Feel free to just reply in the email or, personally email me or Devin and we can help you get the answers for those questions. You guys are all civil rights trained for a whole year, so congratulations.
Oh, thank you.
Thank
Yeah,
you.
you're welcome. Have a great day, everyone.
You too.
Okay. You too.
Thanks. Bye-bye.